This is an update on Bitcoin cryptocurrency here on the weekly interval, each kind of representing a week. So we have this is the bigger picture of the Bitcoin cryptocurrency markets here. The primary uptrend line here off the 2015 crash reactionary lows cuts right through the COVID crash. Plenty of multiple reactionary lows to help strengthen its validation. And here we are, completely snapped. I had mentioned as that key technical level off this posture off the 8 key 236 fibs retracement, which is the 18,332 price support. And it has been completely taken out now. And really what's so significant now is you've got this perfectly measured target of a bear flag, bearish continuation pattern here, where you can have a good solid measurement about good 60 to 62%. And we have the top of the flag here down to the bottom of a perfectly measured target to that 96660 there for top of the flag. Call it the top of the flag. Straight down here for a good 61, call it a 61% crash there. And never ceases to amaze how some of these key metrics perfectly align to their continuation patterns. We've been calling a lot of these off the daily interval, off these perfectly measured targets here, but that's exactly what it is. And I had mentioned in my key video, my previous video, I'd mentioned as an objective short trade entry right off the bat, off the back test of this primary uptrend line, and that's exactly what happened. Came on to rally right back above that key 21, almost call it a 22,000, offering an objective short trade entry. Beautiful risk reward ratio. And if you've been following my channel, following my key technical levels here, thus far has been good for a total of 28, call it a 28% crash there. So we'll zoom into the daily here. We had the 236 fibs retracement here, 236 interval here off that 18,332. It's right at the bottom of this trading range. We have effectively snapped that trading range, put in a sell signal here on the daily interval. And really what's so significant now is we actually broke down, came back down, and we back tested to the button here, offering you an additional objective short trade entry and or add-on off this sizable candle breakdown candle pattern. Came back and rejected it once again. Came back in. We had that counter trend reaction off the CPI data release, which really sent all equities across the board higher, and a huge counter trend, massive short squeeze rally, and to the button here, offering an additional objective short trade entry. And thus far has been good for good sizable drop there. Call it a 9.7% drop there. So here are my new key levels here off the daily interval. If you've taken this short trade setup and you're in these shorts or piling into these shorts, these would be some of my next key levels here. These are some really, really big drops. Again, I'll zoom back out on the weekly interval. And the reason why it's going to be such a really uncontrolled drop, in my opinion, is we've got this huge air pocket in between with no support and below, coinciding with a monthly gap support there. And again, that's the reason why I suspect things could potentially go down in a huge flash crash pattern down to again, the continuation of this bearish continuation pattern here. We have your first leg down, followed by a flag of consolidation here, and briefly snapping that bottom of the flag there for a huge flush of selling down to that key 9660. If we do have any bullish and or positive divergences, or you're a long-term investor in crypto, that's your dollar cost average key, big support there at that 9660 there. I'll call it almost a multi-year, full decade key inflection point there. Well, we'll get there once we get there, and anything's possible. You know, maybe this ends up turning into a bear trap. Bear trap gets squeezing out. You start getting some squeezed out. I guarantee you, on a recovery right back above this trading range, would send things. Potentially the upside if they could take that out, but this key level needs to be taken out at all costs. for any bull traders and or long traders. As for now, I'm sticking with sticking with the charts here, and this is as a breakdown. This is as solid as a breakdown sell signal as you can possibly get here off the daily interval.